Hi there, this is Parth and welcome to new video guys. In this video we are going to discuss about the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 versus the Snapdragon 8s Gen 3. And there has been many videos on the YouTube regarding the specification of 8 Gen 3 and 8s Gen 3. So we will not going to discuss about this in the detail. But we will going to discuss about how the Snapdragon 8s Gen 3 is different from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and most importantly, do you really need Snapdragon 8s Gen 8 Gen 3, that is a proper flagship chipset. Right now we will be having the Snapdragon 8s Gen 3 smartphone in the near future. So it is important that we should know the difference between these two chipsets, and is it Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is overkill for the most users? That is we are going to find out. We will talk about main aspects of both the chipset to justify my statement. Like RAM, camera modules, CPU architecture, modem of the both the chipset, GPU of the both the chipset, and video recording capabilities of the both the chipset. So you can know the difference between these two, and what are the features that we really need and use most of the times for the 90 to 95% of the people. Now first let's talk about the most important, that is the CPU architecture. Now if you compare it with the both the chipset and keep the both the chipset side by side within the CPU architecture, then both the chipsets are very much same. Both the chipset have the octa-core architecture. Just the configuration, just the way both the chipset has divided that 8 cores, that is a difference. Both the chipsets are having the Cortex X4 core, Cortex A720 cores, and the Cortex A520 cores. So cores wise and even the manufacturing process wise, both the chipsets are very same. Both the chipsets are built on the 4 nanometer process. In case of Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, Qualcomm has divided this powerful cores, that is the Cortex 720 cores, into the five. There are 5 powerful cores, and if you compare this with the 8s Gen 3, that is a toned down version of the 8 Gen 3, then we will have 4 cores of the Cortex A520. So this is the difference, and also in terms of the frequencies, the most powerful cores, if you look into side by side, then Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has up to 3.3 gigahertz, and in case of 8s Gen 3, we will be having the most powerful calls clocked at the 3 gigahertz. So as you can see, there is a difference, but it is not like any mid-range processor comparing with the any most powerful processors. So even in the clock frequency, you will only notice a 0.3 gigahertz difference. Yes, on the paper gigahertz means a lot of frequency, but still in the real life, if you are doing a task like a normal video editing, normal surfing and etc., then you will not notice, because 8s Gen 3 itself having the same cores as the 8 Gen 3, so it is as powerful as the standard 8 Gen 3 inherently, and also the manufacturing process is also same, that is a 4 nanometer process. So in terms of power consumption also, in fact 8s Gen 3 will be having an advantage because of the lower power cores overall. But if you compare this with the standard 8 Gen 3, then 8 Gen 3 is having the higher clock frequency, so it will be having a slightly better performance, but at the same time it will consume a lot more power. Now let's talk about another feature, that is RAM, and the types of RAM that will be supporting the 8s Gen 3. If you look both the chipsets side by side, then the standard 8 Gen 3 will be having the support of up to 24 GB of LPDDR5X RAM, up to the 4800 megahertz. and whereas this 8s Gen 3 will be having the same RAM support up to 24 GB, that is the same quantity, but the frequency again has been toned down to 4200. Again, this is already the 4200 and the 4800 megahertz, that is frequency. It is already a very good number to do any kind of a task in the real life. So you will not notice if you have two smartphones of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and 8s Gen 3, yes, unless and until you are a professional video editor and a professional gamer, and you are just doing hardcore gaming, then you might feel a difference again. But this all the things are also depends on the OEMs, how they will optimize their smartphone based on the specific chipsets. Let's talk about the camera capabilities of both the chipset. Then if you talk about the ISP, that is the image signal processing, then both the smartphone, both the chipsets are having the same Spectra ISP, that is a 18-bit. Only difference that I have found on both the chipsets is that the standard 8 Gen 3 can record the 8K videos at the 30 FPS, and whereas the 8s Gen 3 cannot record the 8K videos. However, it can shoot the 4K videos at the 60 FPS. So this is the main difference. And if we talk about the camera capabilities and how much megapixel can the smartphone chipset can support via both the chipset, if you compare, then both the chipsets can support up to the 200 megapixels. So as you can see, nobody is going to shoot an 8K videos in real life, and let's say you are shooting the 8K videos and your smartphone and the chipset is supporting this much high resolution, then then you only need this in the very specific scenario. For an example, let's say you are shooting a video and you are putting it into the big projector or the big LED TVs, then it can make sense, because in the normal smartphone or even the laptop screen, 8K and the 4K videos are overkill for that resolution. You won't find any difference. Yes, there are, as I have said, some use case scenarios, but again, you don't let's say you are going somewhere in real life and you are shooting open your smartphone and you are about to shoot the video, then how much percentage of time you will shoot the 8K or 4K video? You will normally going with the 1080p video. And by the way, Qualcomm has not mentioned that with this 8K video or the 4K video capabilities, does it will support the OIS at 4K level or the 8K level or not? That that details are missing. So again, let's say your smartphone is supporting the 8K resolution, but if they don't have any kind of stabilization, then it simply doesn't make any sense to shoot a video, because it will be a very jittery and you won't have a good experience shooting and viewing that video. Now let's talk about the modem which will be used for the 5G capabilities and other network communications. Then again, there is a slight difference between both the chipsets. The standard 8 Gen 3 will support is supporting the X75 modem, and whereas the 8s Gen 3 will be supporting the X70 modem. Again, if you see the difference resulting in both the modems, then download speed of the 8s Gen 3 will be capped at the 5 Gbps, and standard 8 Gen 3 will be keeping at the 10 Gbps. But again, in real life scenarios, even if you are having a very good network, you are in a very good network area, then again you won't be having this much speed in the download, be it any modem. This is the very ideal scenario tested in the labs. So you won't find this difference. And again, the 5 Gbps speed, it's more than enough for the any person who are doing a good amount of tasks via the internet, be it streaming even the 4K videos. Then you will not need a 5 Gbps speed practically. That's why I am saying that if you are purchasing a smartphone and you are planning to purchase the smartphone in near future, then wait a bit and look for the 8s Gen 3 smartphones. Look the reviews, watch out for the reviews, because if they don't have heating issues like Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and stuff, and if it is having the good optimization and good battery life, then definitely the 8s Gen 3 is a much more practically affordable chipset from the manufacturer, as if we compare it with the standard 8 Gen 3, because standard 8 Gen 3 will be kept as a complete flagship, that is a proper flagship, and the 8s Gen 3 will be somewhere around the flagship killer that we are going to see the smartphone from the OnePlus and Samsung also, but not that S series smartphones. Look into the how much megapixel it can support. Then both the chipsets will support the up to 200 megapixel, that is the standard. But if you talk about the zero shutter lag, then both the smartphone will support up to the 108 megapixel for the zero shutter lag. And if we talk about dual cameras, then both the chipsets will support the 64 plus 36 megapixel maximum for the zero shutter lag. And if we talk about the triple cameras, then both the chipsets again the same will support the 36 megapixel of a 3 cameras, that is the maximum camera module resolution that they can support. But again, just to think, right now lots of smartphone comes with the higher megapixel count, but in the real life most of the people do not use that higher megapixel count, because there has been not a great software optimization from the Androids that will utilize that 200 megapixel resolution specifically. And on the top of that, if you are using a 200 megapixel or the 108 megapixel or even the 64 megapixel, that is the high resolution, the amount of storage that your smartphone will be kept reserved for the single image, that will be a lot higher. So for an example, if you are taking a smartphone with just a 64 GB of internal storage, then if you take us pictures with the 108 megapixel proper or the 200 megapixel, then it will take a lot of space in your smartphone internal storage, and you will not notice visual any kind of difference. Yes, there might be a difference here and there, but it is not like a very much of a difference, and the big difference between the 12 megapixel image or the 108 megapixel image. Again, other small stuffs like storage, amount of storage type, then both the chipsets will support the UFS 4.0. Also in terms of the Bluetooth, both the chipsets will be supporting the latest Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7. So all the small things are same. So in my opinion, if you are planning to buy a smartphone or looking to buy a smartphone with the latest chipset, then you must go with the 8s Gen 3, because if only one reason I will mention that you should not go with the 8s Gen 3 is that if you want a proper flagship, and if you find it after a few months, obviously after releasing OEMs with this OEM smartphone with this 8s Gen 3 chipset, then if you are found that this specific chipset has the heating issues and poor battery life, then you might refrain from buying a smartphone with these chipsets. Otherwise, this is the very good chipsets that has all the necessity and all the good practical features like a flagship features of the standard 8 Gen 3, but still it will be having a lot better value for money, especially for the OEMs and at the end of the day for the consumers. So guys, that was all about from my side. regarding this both the chipset, and what do you think about this chipset? Is this going to be a new or flagship killer chip from the Qualcomm, or they have to go with the 8 Gen 3? Do or let me know in the comment box below if you have any questions, and if you have liked this video, then share and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye, take care.